In September 2000, Ariel Sharon, Israel's opposition leader at the time, toured the Muslim Haram al-Sharif, which Jews call the Temple Mount, escorted by hundreds of heavily armed police. His provocative actions instantly became a religious affront, igniting the Second Intifada. Bethlehem, like other towns in Palestine, wasn't spared the bloodshed. The worst came in the early spring of 2002, when Israeli forces stormed into Bethlehem. Around 200 Palestinians, fighters and civilians, sought shelter in what has always been a place of refuge, a church. But this was no ordinary church. It was the place where Jesus was born, marked by the Church of the Nativity. Nearby, Pastor Mitri Raheb's church and his congregation were trapped in the crossfire.
You will see that all of the clashes were happening mainly around this church. And so often on a Sunday I had actually to stop preaching because the shooting behind these walls was so loud that no one would hear me if I have continued. We spent like 40 days under curfew, almost 24/7. And for me it was a shock that really, you know, most of the Christians abroad were silent when it comes to the little town of Bethlehem. You know, they like to sing about the little town of Bethlehem in the churches on Christmas Eve. But I felt at that time that actually Bethlehem was abandoned.
After the siege, Israel began to build the wall, an imposing 8-meter-high concrete barrier throughout the West Bank and around Bethlehem. Israeli officials claim the wall was designed to keep suicide bombers from reaching Israeli towns and cities.
During the Second Intifada, Israel started building this wall of separation, which made the little town of Bethlehem as little as 4 square miles. When it comes to Israel, all rules change. And I think many churches, unfortunately, don't have the courage. Like, you know, it's not only the churches, it's also many countries in the world. They don't have the courage to speak truth to power when it comes to Israel.
Whatever the reasons for the Israeli wall, the net result has meant greater oppression for the Bethlehem area, where a majority of Palestinian Christians live.
The occupation is oppressing everybody, and it is doubly oppressing the Christians.
The largest concentration of Christians in the West Bank today is in and around Bethlehem. So we have actually almost half of all Palestinian Christian community of the West Bank living in this area.
In a conflict where control of the land is key, loss of that land is driving many to abandon their ancestral homeland in despair.
I personally think that actually Israel would like to have the Holy Land without Christians, because then they can sell this conflict being a Jewish-Muslim conflict as a religious conflict. We as Christians, we say this is not a religious conflict. This is a political conflict.